Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty universal, aren't we? It's navigating these, well, incredibly dynamic, sometimes just bewildering job markets.
Absolutely. It's a challenge everyone faces.
Yeah, and you're looking for that edge,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shortcut to figuring out where the real opportunities are hiding. Especially somewhere like Gurugram in India, right? A real tech hub bustling. But the sheer amount of info, it's overwhelming.
It really can be. Just noise sometimes.
Exactly. How do you cut through all that noise? Find what actually matters for, say, your career, or maybe even just getting some income coming in quickly.
Well, that's exactly what we're aiming to do with this deep dive. It's our mission today. We've gathered quite a stack of analyses, all focused on the Gurugram job scene and the broader Indian market too.
Right.
And we're here to basically distill it all down for you. Get to the most important bits of knowledge. Our focus is pretty sharp. We want to pinpoint those tech skills with a high ROI, return on investment, the ones that really pay off.
Right, the long game.
Exactly. But just as importantly, we're also digging into immediate income opportunities. And the really interesting part, many don't need like a specific degree or years of experience.
That's huge. So immediate options, too.
Yeah. Think of it as a kind of dual strategy, tackling today's job landscape from both angles.
Love that. So consider this your, I guess, personalized intel brief.
Yeah.
Straight from the ground, so to speak.
Precisely.
Our sources, they really get into the details, don't they? Breakdowns of tech stacks, job demand.
Oh, yeah. The nitty-gritty. Tech stacks, demand levels, freelance potential, and even those quick hire roles.
Yeah.
The ones genuinely needing no degree, no prior experience.
Okay, so it's all about giving you, the listener, a really crystal clear picture of what's happening right now in Gurugram, in India more broadly, so you can make informed choices and, well, make them fast.
Exactly. And just to help visualize things, throughout our chat, we'll use a little cue from the sources. It's about market heat.
Ah, right, the flames.
Yeah. One flame that's on me is growing demand. Two flames, suits so that's moderate. And three flames, fourths, signals, really high demand. Very hot.
Got it. So, os force. Simple enough.
And we'll use a similar system for freelance potential, too. Three flames still means very high there.
Perfect. Okay, let's unpack all of this, dive right in. So let's kick things off in the big leagues, the tech world. When we talk about return on investment or ROI for tech skills, it's way more than just, what's trending on Twitter or sounds cool.
Definitely. It's much more strategic than that.
We're looking at something that directly impacts your career, your earning potential, right?
Exactly. It's about combining a few critical factors.
Like what specifically?
Well, first, job demand. Obvious, maybe, but crucial. How many companies are actually hiring for this skill right now?
Okay, real jobs.
Real jobs. Second, freelance potential. Do you take this skill and, work for yourself?
Yeah.
Generate independent income.
That's a big one for flexibility.
Huge. Third, the existing developer count. How many other people already have this skill? What's the competition like?
Right, supply and demand.
Precisely. And finally, it's future growth. Is this skill going to stick around? Or even, explode in value in the next few years?
So it's this complex balance. What does that really mean for someone trying to pick a path in tech right now? It sounds complicated.
And you have to be strategic, really
Yeah.
strategic. The best stack, well, it's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on you.
On my goals, my risk tolerance.
Exactly. Your goals, your appetite for risk. Like, if you want long-term stability, a safe corporate job, you'd probably lean towards a stack with steady, proven demand. A big ecosystem.
Attendability, a clear career path.
Right. But maybe you're an early adopter type, eager to ride the next big wave.
Yeah.
Then you look at emerging tech, stuff with like potentially ultra-high growth, great freelance options, even if there aren't tons of developers yet.
So higher risk, potentially higher reward.
You got it. These different metrics, they tell you whether to go for something widely used, maybe more competitive, but guaranteed demand, or jump into something cutting edge. Niche, maybe, but potentially premium value.
That makes a lot of sense, aligning your ambition with where the market's actually putting its money. And speaking of where the money's flowing, let's get into the reigning champions. Those high ROI stacks really making noise in Gurugram and India.
Okay, first up, the undisputed leader, really, for general web development, React plus Node.js.
MERN stack territory, right? If you add MongoDB and Express.
Exactly. MERN, MongoDB, Express.js, React, Node.js. This is honestly the bread and butter of modern web dev right now.
Bread and butter. Okay, so fundamental.
Totally. Lets you build powerful, scalable, really responsive full-stack apps, front-end, back-end, the works, and the numbers. Wow. Our sources show a massive developer count. We're talking like 60,000 plus just in Delhi NCR.
60,000 just in that region.
Yeah, and across India. Over 200,000 Node.js devs, maybe 60,000 plus React devs. It's a huge, mature ecosystem, lots of support, lots of shared knowledge.
Which means lots of opportunity.
Directly translates to it, yeah.
And the demand keeps pace with that massive supply. The sources seem pretty strong on that, like 3 flames strong.
Absolutely. Job demand gets the source court, very high volume. We're seeing over 11,000 active job ads just for React Node.js roles across the country.
11,000 ads. Wow.
And freelance potential.
Yeah.
Also force plenty of gigs for independent contractors. Yeah. So the ROI verdict for React plus Node.js, they call it mass appeal.
Mass appeal.
Yeah. Because it's full stack heavy, developers are super versatile. Front end, back end. Companies of all sizes want that.
Makes sense. One person can do more.
Right. It really shows where the money is in web dev right now. Stable, lots of jobs.
But mass appeal means more competition, maybe, especially starting out.
That's the trade-off, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially entry level. You need to keep learning, maybe specialize within MERN, focus on performance, specific patterns, something to stand out.
Okay, so MERN is the established powerhouse. But moving from that to maybe the rising star, particularly in AI, LangChain plus GPT plus FastAPI, sounds very cutting edge.
It really is. This is the frontier in many ways. Now, the developer count for this specific combo, it's still emerging. It's new, driven by all the buzz around generative AI.
Right, Gen AI, LLMs, it's everywhere.
Exactly. But the job demand, already marked as O growing. And the freelance potential, rated for very high.
Very high. Why so high if it's emerging?
Because it's positioned for premium gigs. There are just fewer competitors right now who really know how to wield these specific tools together effectively.
Ah, scarcity value.
Precisely. So the ROI verdict is ultra high. This stack is key for building, sophisticated AI chatbots, tools powered by GPT, all sorts of Gen AI apps.
So LangChain helps manage the GPT models, and FastAPI serves them up.
You got it. LangChain orchestrates the LLMs, makes them more powerful, more adaptable. FastAPI is the web framework, super fast, robust to deliver these AI models as APIs. It's a serious early mover advantage if you specialize here.
And it connects to broader trends like Hugging Face.
Definitely. Hugging Face, transformers.
Yeah.
These are central platforms for building and deploying advanced AI. LangChain plus GPT plus FastAPI is right in the thick of that revolution. Huge per project value.
Okay, so if LangChain plus GPT is the absolute cutting edge, where does Python plus FastAPI plus ML fit in? Feels more. Applied AI. Practical.
Exactly the right word. Practical. This is where AI and machine learning move from, lab experiments to actual deployed applications solving real problems.
Yeah.
We're looking at a pretty solid base here, maybe 25,000, 30,000 ML Python developers in India. Python's just huge for ML, right? All the libraries.
Yeah, Python's everywhere in data science.
And FastAPI, again, brings the speed and simplicity to serve those ML models as APIs, creating the intelligent backends.
So things like recommendation engines, predictive analytics.
Exactly. Stuff that needs deployed ML-powered APIs. Job demand here is moderate. Solid, consistent. And freelance potential is though strong.
Strong. Okay. So good freelance opportunities there too.
Definitely. The ROI verdict is high. It caters to broad AI use across tons of industries. It's actually listed as one of the top 3 for current money flow. Building those smart backends for apps, e-commerce, logistics, you name it.
Got it. Top 3, GPT AI, ML APIs, and the MERN stack.
That seems to be the story from the sources, yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Moving away from the bleeding edge, maybe, to the steady performers, the reliable workhorses, mid-tier stable classics.
Right. These are the stacks that offer consistent demand, reliable career paths, often for the long haul.
Like what?
Well, take Django plus PostgreSQL in Python. Excellent for building secure, admin-heavy web apps.
Admin-heavy, like dashboards, internal tools.
Exactly. Django's a high-level Python framework, great for rapid development, very clean design. Especially good if you need a robust admin interface or complex business logic. There are over 25,000 Django devs in India. Demand is so moderate, and the ROI is solid.
Solid ROI. A stable class.
Truly is.
Yeah.
Dependable, widely used in enterprise, government. Anywhere you need secure, data-heavy apps.
And what about PHP? Some people think it's old news, but it still powers a massive chunk of the web.
It really does. And Laravel plus MySQL, built on PHP, is another definite stable classic.
It's its niche.
Great for PHP, full-stack MVPs, minimum viable products. Laravel's known for its, well, elegant syntax, developer-friendly features, makes building things fast really efficient.
Good for startups then, getting an idea out quickly.
Perfect for that. Around 30,000 Laravel devs in India also win moderate demand and a CIF reliable ROI. Very practical, very effective.
Okay, and Java. Can't forget Java in the enterprise world.
No way. Spring Boot with Java is a titan in enterprise settings. Java's been a cornerstone for large systems for ages, right?
Decades.
And Spring Boot just simplifies building production-ready Spring apps. Huge developer base, over 50,000. And the demand, high, specifically in enterprise roles.
So big companies, banks, finance.
Exactly. The ROI here gets a little building emoji, or corporate. It's the go-to for large, complex, secure systems, another stable classic.
And then there's Go. Golang. That's been gaining steam, hasn't it? As a more modern, efficient option.
Definitely. Go or Golang, with frameworks like Gin or Fiber. It's clearly an emerging backend language.
How widespread is it?
Globally, maybe 11% of backend devs use it now. That translates to roughly 30,000 developers in India. So growing fast.
Then what's its strength?
It's simple concurrency. It handles lots of tasks at once, really efficiently. Great for building fast backend services that need to scale up easily under heavy load.
So microservices maybe? Cloud stuff?
Perfect for that. Demand is so growing. And it has a growing backend ROI. Especially good for infra and automation roles, building core systems, automating operations, critical for cloud, DevOps, efficient, scalable, strong future.
Okay, fascinating. Now,
Okay.
let's talk about the real niche players, the gems. Maybe not the huge job numbers like MERN, but offering something unique, valuable, specialized.
Exactly. These are for specific, often high-stakes use cases. Take Rust plus Axiomatic.
Rust. Heard a lot about its safety features.
Right. It's a niche gem for secure, high-performance APIs. It's a systems language, guarantees memory safety, concurrency, ideal for critical stuff where performance and security are absolutely non-negotiable.
Like blockchain or operating system.
Perfect examples. Or critical embedded systems. Now, the developer count in India, still tiny, less than 2,000.
Wow, very niche.
Very. And so, demand and freelance potential, currently low, just in terms of volume.
But the ROI.
Gets an ice cube emoji.
Yeah.
Meaning it's for very specialized, deep skill roles. If you have these skills, you're incredibly valuable for very specific high-impact needs.
So it's about depth, not breadth. Mastery over mass application.
You've nailed it. It's a different kind of path.
Okay. Highly specialized. What about other deep learning stuff? Or tools for quick data tasks?
Well, for deep learning, TensorFlow Keras is still marked as a specialized for those deep learning Tier 1 projects.
Tier 1 meaning?
Building really advanced neural networks. Think complex computer vision, CV teaching machines to see, or natural language processing, NLP, understanding human language. Pushing the boundaries of AI.
Got it. And the quick data tools?
On the much simpler end, there's Streamlit plus Python. Really useful for building quick data tools, internal apps.
Like dashboards?
Yeah, interactive dashboards, data exploration tools. Data scientists can whip these up quickly without needing heavy web dev skills. Super handy for internal use.
And the front-end world? Feels like there's a new framework every week, all chasing performance.
It can feel that way. There are definitely some experimental options popping up that are exciting.
Let's try this.
SvelteKit plus Supabase, aimed at lightweight, fast front ends. Svelte compiles code differently, making apps really small and fast. Supabase handles the back-end stuff.
Okay, and another.
Quick plus Cloudflare workers. They're pushing for ultra-fast websites by minimizing the JavaScript needed initially. Only loads what's absolutely necessary, really optimizing performance.
Experimental, but pointing towards the future of web speed.
Could be. And of course, can't forget mobile. React Native and Flutter, using Dart, are still the big players for cross-platform mobile apps.
Build once, deploy to iOS and Android.
Exactly. Saves huge amounts of time and money. Both are seeing a high demand because of that efficiency and near-native performance.
Wow, that's a seriously comprehensive tour of the tech stack landscape. Just to zoom out again, let's quickly recap some of those key numbers. Give us a sense of the scale here in India.
Absolutely. The talent pool is just massive. As we said, over 200,000 Node.js devs, over 60,000 for React. It's a huge base for web dev. Go, the emerging one, already around 30,000 devs in India, reflecting that global 11% adoption. And even Rust, super niche, maybe under 2,000 devs, but growing. It gives you a real feel for the depth and breadth of expertise available.
And that 11,000 plus job ad number for React Node.js, that really hammers home the immediate tangible demand, doesn't it? It's not just hype, it's active hiring.
It really is. concrete proof of where a big chunk of the hiring need sits right now for professional web development.
So quick recap on ROI. Top, mid, lower tiers.
Right. Top 3, where the money's flowing, highest returns. The cutting-edge GPT AI stuff, LangChain plus GPT, practical ML APIs, Python plus FastAPI plus ML, and general web dev, React plus Node.js. Mid-tier .web dev with classics like Django and Laravel, the big enterprise backends with Spring Boot, and hybrid mobile apps with React Native or Flutter. Stable, solid. And lower tier includes those emerging niches like Rust, infrastructure tools like Go, maybe with Docker Kubernetes, and the super specialized deep learning like TensorFlow Keras.
Got it. Each tier needs a different strategy.
Exactly. Different opportunities, different demands on the developer.
Okay, let's unpack this even more. We've seen the deep tech path clearly offering huge returns if you invest the time. But the big question for a lot of listeners, I bet, what if you need income now, like right now, without years to master coding or AI?
The immediate need.
Yeah. What if you're looking for something much quicker, something that, doesn't need years of experience, maybe doesn't even need a degree? Are there real opportunities for that now?
That's exactly where we're going next. Because the answer, according to our sources, is a definite yes. There's a whole vibrant part of the market built for exactly that need.
Okay, so we've explored the high-stakes tech world. Incredible long-term potential there. But let's pivot. Let's talk about the need for speed. Urgent income.
Right, the immediate need.
We're talking about roles designed specifically for this, where the criteria are just remarkably accessible, like no degree, no experience needed.
Remote or hybrid options often available.
Immediate openings are common.
And even the application process is often easy, fast-tracked.
It almost sounds too good to be true, especially if you feel locked out by traditional hiring. But the sources say these jobs are real and in demand, particularly in Gurugram in India.
That's right. They are very real. They're about access, immediate utility. Maybe not always about a traditional long-term career ladder, though some can lead there. Well, businesses need to scale basic operations quickly. These roles fill that need. Let's dive into specifics. Role, pay, accessibility, and maybe some tips for actually doing well in them.
Perfect. First up, a real classic entry point always seems to be hiring. Telecaller, telesales, or inside sales.
Right.
Accessibility, what's the deal?
Okay, pay typically ranges from about $8,000 to $25,000 a month. But often there are performance bonuses or incentives on top, which can really boost your earnings.
Right, commission potential.
Exactly. And accessibility, super high. We're seeing WhatsApp-based hiring becoming common. Like a quick virtual chat might be all it takes.
Seriously, hiring via WhatsApp.
Yeah, for these high-volume roles. The key skill, often just basic voice skills. Can you communicate clearly on the phone? And crucially, often Hindi fluency is enough, breaks down language barriers, leads to instant joining for many. The demand is just huge.
Huge demand. Okay, what's the catch or the challenge?
Well, it can be repetitive. And you have to handle rejection, customer objections, for success. You need good active listening skills, build rapport quickly, don't just read the script, connect.
And it could lead somewhere else.
Definitely. If you hit your targets, show strong communication. It could be a stepping stone to broader sales, maybe customer relationship management roles.
Okay, clear low barrier entry. What about something more task-based? Less direct interaction, like data entry.
Yeah, data entry, typist, or data entry operator, also super accessible. Pay is usually $10,000 to $22,000 per month. And there's often common remote potential, work from home.
Nice. Hiring speed.
Rated Tor, very fast. Usually just needs a simple typing test or basic Excel knowledge.
So typing speed and maybe knowing your way around a spreadsheet.
That's often it. The description is low stress, WFH, typing only, fast to start, ideal for quick income, maybe as a side hustle. Just inputting info accurately.
Challenge here. Repetitive, I guess. Mistakes could be bad.
Exactly. Accuracy is paramount. Attention to detail. If you can show, basic Excel data validation, maybe simple pivot tables, you instantly look better.
And potential progression.
Could lead to admin assistant roles, maybe even data analysis if you proactively learn more about data management tools. You find these on freelance sites like Fiverr, Upwork, but also job portals like Naukri.
Okay. And customer support. Feels like every business needs that.
Pretty much. Customer support, voice chat, or working in a BPO business process outsourcing. Pay range here, $15,000 to $35,000.
Higher range there.
Yeah, often because communication skills are key. Many roles are remote, often through big BPOs handling support for lots of different companies.
What about language? English needed.
Often, yes. And English proficiency usually means higher pay, but sometimes only basic communication skills are required. And there's often a night shift optional for flexibility.
So helping customers via phone or chat, what's tough about it?
Dealing with frustrated people, definitely. Maintaining patience. Success comes from good problem solving, empathy, clear communication.
And where can that lead?
Within the BPO sector, maybe team lead, quality assurance roles if you consistently perform well. Check platforms like Upwork for remote gigs. Also, Freshers World, found it. Indeed, for more standard listings.
Now, for people who actually enjoy teaching or explaining things, online tutor seems interesting, pays quite well too.
Yes, online tutor, maybe for English or even basic Python, hits a higher pay bracket, 20,000 up to 50,000 a month.
Wow, that's a significant jump.
It is. And it's almost always remote. Hiring speed is up very fast, especially through those global tutoring platforms.
What do you need?
Pretty straightforward. Fluent English plus a camera.
Yeah.
For English, tutoring lots of international students. For basic Python, just being good at explaining core concepts to beginners.
Flexible hours too.
Yeah, flexible slots are common. You set your schedule. And as you said, it generally pays well compared to other quick hire jobs because you're selling a specific skill.
Challenges. Keeping students engaged.
That's key. Patience, clear explanations, adapting your style. Success here can lead to more specialized tutoring, maybe creating educational content, even curriculum design. Very rewarding.
Where do you find these?
Platforms like Priply, italki, Ango, Cambly, ClassGap are the main ones.
Okay, now this one is fascinating because of AI. Content rewriter, spinner, GPT prompt jobs. This really feels like those blurring lines we talked about.
It really does. A rapidly growing new category. Pay is usually task-based, maybe 5,000 to 15,000 per task for rewriting, and 1,000 to 10,000 per task for prompt jobs.
Task-based, okay, and it's AI-aided.
That's the key. You're using tools like ChatGPT to help you, not writing from scratch. These are simple, scalable, remote.
And rewriting gigs hire instantly.
Often. Instant hiring, yeah. High demand for rephrasing text, avoiding plagiarism, changing tone. The idea is if you already use GPT for yourself.
Like summarizing articles, drafting emails.
Right. You can use it for others, generate summaries, replies, brainstorm, rephrase content.
What's the skill then? If the AI is doing the work.
The skill is ensuring the AI output is good. Accurate, coherent, matches the client style. You need a good eye for editing, understanding the brief, and knowing how to prompt the AI effectively. That's becoming a skill in itself.
Prompt engineering, light version.
Kind of, yeah. This could lead to content creation, copywriting, maybe even actual prompt engineering roles as things develop.
Where are these jobs?
Seeing a big rise on Fiverr, Internshala, Work India, Upwork, Contra, Lemon.io. It's a really interesting way to leverage a common digital skill.
Very cool. Okay, what about the virtual assistant VA role? Seems like it's always in demand, especially globally for organized people.
Absolutely. VAs are huge. Pay typically 15,000 to 40,000, and you're 100% remote usually. Huge flexibility.
What's the core skill? Being organized.
That's a big part. Also, the ability to follow SOPs, standard operating procedures, clear instructions for tasks. VAs handle all sorts of small tasks.
Like email, scheduling.
Email, scheduling, basic data entry, social media posting, research. Anything an executive or entrepreneur needs help with remotely. Being organized and proactive is key. And yeah, many open roles.
Challenge. Juggling tasks. Different clients.
Can be, yeah. Success comes from great communication, anticipating needs, being meticulous. Can lead to more specialized admin roles, project management, maybe becoming a niche VA for a specific industry.
Find these on Upwork, Fiverr mostly.
Upwork, Fiverr, also Remote OK, Freelancer are good places to look.
Okay, beyond those main ones, any other quick gigs, maybe even less skill needed? Micro opportunities.
Definitely. Several others fit that. No degree, no experience bill, good for quick or supplementary cash.
Like?
Captioner, subtitle, typist. Pays €8K, 20K. Available daily from places like YouTube, OTT platforms. Need good listening, accurate typing.
Okay.
Lead generation, freelance. Earn €10K, 30K. Basically finding potential customer contact info. Often simple online research, copy-paste.
Straight for it.
Remote survey agent. Perfect for part-time. Maybe €3K, 10K. Just clicking through surveys. Very low commitment.
Pocket money, almost.
Pretty much. Then there's microtasking. Platforms like Amazon MTurk, ClickWorker, pay is €5K, 15K. Described as pure task clicking, no skill needed.
What kind of tasks?
Tiny things, identifying objects in photos, transcribing short audio bits, good passive income supplement. Highly repetitive though.
Right, volume is key there.
Totally. Also, content moderator, pays €15K, 30K, often needs zero tech skills. just reviewing user content against guidelines. Remote Tasks is another platform for this kind of task work.
So lots of pure task-based options if you just need something.
Exactly. Low pay per task, but super flexible, immediate access.
Okay, this is really interesting. We've seen this huge range now. Deep tech stacks, immediate no barrier roles. So the crucial question becomes, now that we know what's out there, how do you find these specific opportunities? Where do you actually look?
Right.
And how do you navigate this landscape effectively?
Ah, the $1,000,000 question, or maybe the 20,000 rupee question,
Yeah.
depending on the role. Let's get into the platforms.
Right. So we've armed you, the listener, with the what's in demand from cutting-edge tech to super accessible roles. Now, the how do you connect? It's not just knowing what to look for, it's where to look
Right.
and how to be smart about it.
Absolutely critical. Choosing the right job portal is key because they really do cater to different needs. Survival jobs versus pro tech roles. Totally different platforms.
Using the wrong one is just wasted time and energy.
A massive time sink and frustrating. You've got to match your goal, immediate cash, or long-term career to the platform's strengths. Let's start with the one our sources highlight for quick, accessible income, especially in India.
And that's APNA, right? What makes it stand out?
Yes, APNA, crowned best for WFH survival jobs. It's very localized, very mobile-friendly, easy to use. That lowers the barrier right away. It lists a high number of remote jobs and many roles that are totally no-degree friendly. Super inclusive.
And the SPID. You mentioned fast hiring.
Rated SAST. Because it uses chat, often WhatsApp hiring, like we discussed, employers connect directly, quickly for those high-volume roles, telecalling, delivery, basic admin. It's built for speed. If you need cash quick, AFNA is probably your first stop.
Okay, APNA for speed and access. What about Indeed? More global, feels more traditional maybe.
Indeed is definitely broader. It's tagged as great for legit WFH support data roles. Covers way more industries and job types than APNA.
How's it for remote and no-degree roles?
It's still good. RE medium-high remote listings in many no-degree jobs, especially in customer support, data entry, VA roles. Hiring speed is solid. Eddie tends to have more verified traditional jobs, often from bigger companies or established agencies. Not quite as instant as APTA for some things, but reliable for finding structured remote work needing basic digital skills. A bit more stable, perhaps.
And for people just starting out, maybe students, freshers, looking to earn and learn, Internshala sounds perfect for that.
It really is. Internship is good for beginner fresher roles and especially strong for paid remote internships.
Paid internships, that's key.
Absolutely. It's a dual benefit. Earn income while getting actual practical experience. Great way to build skills without high pressure. It has all high remote options. Yes, it's no degree friendly. And a decent SAW hiring speed for these internships.
What kind of internships?
Content writing, social media, basic data analysis, maybe introductory web dev. Perfect for building your resume, learning on the job.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, InstaHire, the sources had a warning label on this one.
Yeah, a definite caution for the general listener. InstaHire was SUP, mostly for skill devs. The advice is, use it only for tech startup projects.
So not for entry-level or non-tech.
Generally, no. While it has mid-hire remote roles, it's mostly for skill devs regarding the no degree aspect. If you don't have specific tech skills, you won't find much. Hiring speed is par if you get picked, but it's selective. Quality is rated if selected. Highly curated for software engineers, data scientists, product managers. If that's not you, it might be discouraging. Not for quick, non-tech hires.
Got it. Specialized tech only. Now, the freelance giants. Upwork and Fiverr. How do they fit in compared to job portals? What's the different approach needed?
Fundamentally different beasts. These aren't just job boards, they're platforms for building a freelance business.
Ah, business, not just a job.
Exactly. They're critical for long-term freelance-based income, Upwork, and productized gigs, Fiverr. Both are all remote, total flexibility.
But the speed differs.
Hugely. Upwork often has a slow start for newbies. You need to build a profile, get reviews. It takes time to land those first gigs.
Right, building reputation.
Whereas Fiverr can be, with the right gig, if you create a service that hits a specific need well, you can get sales almost instantly. It's more like selling a product.
So they need a different mindset, more entrepreneurial.
Totally. You're not just applying, you're offering a service. Proactive is the word.
Okay. And lastly, a warning about some other platforms, ones to maybe avoid or be careful with.
Yeah, sources say be cautious with quick jobs, OLX, jobsandshine.com. Quick OLX are described as so low quality. Yes, they're no degree friendly and fast, but you have to avoid unless verified. Higher risk of scams or just irrelevant stuff.
Red flag. asking you to pay for something.
Huge red flag. If they ask you for money, for training, application fees, whatever, run away. It's almost certainly a scam.
Good tip. And Shine.com.
Cold. Although dated and spam prone, has few remote jobs compared to others. Generally rated I, low quality. Verify everything. Be super careful if you use these. Prioritize your time and safety.
Okay, so given all these platforms, each good for different things, how do you combine them? What's the smart strategy, the best combo?
It absolutely depends on your goal right now. For immediate income survival, the recommended combo is Apna plus Internshala plus Fiverr.
Okay, break that down.
Apna for those quick local or WFH jobs needing minimal skills, fast joining. Internshala for paid internships, earn while you learn, build basic skills. And Fiverr for fast, task-based freelance gigs you can productize, rewriting, data entry.
Prioritizing speed and access, get money coming in fast.
Exactly. But if your goal is professional tech roles, different combo. Upwork plus InstaHere plus Indeed.
Why that mix?
Upwork to build your freelance tech portfolio, get clients for bigger projects. InstaHere to target those specific tech and startup roles if you have the skills. And Indeed for a wide range of professional tech jobs, from entry-level up, remote, or in-office.
Makes sense. Matching the platform's strength to your specific need and ambition.
You got it. No point applying for high-end tech roles on Apna or looking for instant cash gigs on InstaHere.
Right. Okay, that clarifies the job portal landscape. But let's dig even deeper into freelancing now. It needs a different mindset, different strategies. How do those platforms stack up against each other, especially for someone new to it all?
Yeah, this is where you can really turn skills, even basic ones, into direct, flexible income. Be your own boss, essentially. Let's look at them ranked for a beginner. No degree friendliness, ease of starting, speed to first gig, pay potential, demand.
Okay, starting with number one, according to the sources for broad freelance potential, Upwork.
Right. Upwork is positioned as best for GPT, FastAPI, VA scraping gigs. So good mix of tech adjacent and admin stuff. It's definitely use no degree friendly. Clients care about your skills, your portfolio, not your diploma.
Easy to get started.
The platform itself, well, medium easy to navigate. But landing those first few gigs, that's rated slow start.
The reputation hurdle again.
Exactly. Clients want reviews, track records. Building that takes persistence. But once you're established, pay potential is higher earning for complex projects, and demand is EA very high for skilled freelancers.
So it's for more serious, project-based work, building client relationships.
That's the sweet spot. To succeed, great profile, personalized proposals, maybe start small to get those first crucial reviews.
Okay. What about Fiverr? Feels more instant gratification.
It can be. Fiverr is great for quick tasks, AI plus writing. Think rewriting, data entry, prompts, VA tasks. It's very easy for beginners because you create gigs, predefined services clients buy directly, like ordering off a menu. You productize your skill.
Productize. Okay. Speed.
Can be rucka with the right gig. If your service is clear, well-priced, and hits a need, you can get sales fast. Pay is typically IRO solid for these productized services. Demand is E.
Key to success on Fiverr.
Clear gig definition, good visuals, use keywords so people find you, and deliver great service for those 5-star reviews.
Makes sense. Now, Contra. This one sounded quite specialized for the AI scene.
It is. Contra is highlighted as a key platform for niche GenAI jobs with global clients, specifically GPT bots and indie gigs.
Indie gigs.
Yeah, it's geared towards independent professionals, indies. Often fosters direct connections, less bidding. It's rated easy AI roles for beginners if you understand AI tools. Pay potential. Euros suggest premium rates for these niche skills. Demand is AEAPAGRI.
So if you're into building AI chatbots, GenAI tools, Contra's the place.
Definitely worth exploring, especially for global clients. Success means showing off your AI chops with a strong portfolio and explaining the value clearly.
Okay. Any other freelance platforms worth mentioning? Maybe more local or mixed bags?
Yeah, a few others round things out with pros and cons. Freelancer, yes, it's no degree beginner friendly, but speed is... Sources mentioned a clunky UI, sometimes scams. Pay is our euro, needs careful navigation.
Clunky UI, scams. Okay, caution needed.
People per hour. Also, yes for no degree beginner friendly, but slow speed and fewer India-specific jobs. More popular in Europe, Guru.com. Yes, no degree friendly, but flagged for an old UI, slow speed, small market, outdated feel. Might be a slow burn.
Outdated feel. Not ideal.
And lastly, true answer. Yes, for no degree beginner friendly, fast speed. Focuses on Indian clients, small projects. Pay is euro, good for local work, building initial experience, maybe that's survival income.
Okay, good for getting started locally. And way at the top end, the elite, top tall.
Top tall is totally different. Premium, not for beginners. It's degree preferred, has a hard entry, famous for its tough screening tests. Interviews, only the top 3% of applicants get in.
Top 3%. Wow.
Yeah. Speed is slow, hard entry. But if you make it, pay is euro in euro, demand is EV. Top talent, top clients. It's the ultimate goal for highly skilled pros, especially in software, design, finance. Definitely not where you start out.
Right. Aspirational, maybe?
Yeah.
So pulling all this freelance info together, what's the ultimate combo? For someone wanting to freelance, work from home, cover all bases, quick cash, and building a real portfolio.
Okay, for a powerful, well-rounded strategy, the sources suggest a dynamic mix. Use Upwork for the bigger, complex projects, GPT bots, FastAPI development, Python scripts. Build your serious portfolio, long-term clients there.
Okay, Upwork for complex stuff.
Then integrate Fiverr for the quick productized tasks, rewriting, data entry, AI prompts, VA work. That's for faster, steadier income from smaller, repeatable gigs.
Fiverr for quick wins.
Add Contra if you're diving into those cutting-edge GenAI roles, especially for global clients, higher-paying niche work.
Contra for the AI edge.
Don't forget Internshala for those paid remote internships. Perfect to earn, plus learn. Bridge the gap from no experience to professional work.
Internshala for earning and learning.
And finally, maybe keep Freelancer in your back pocket for local Indian gigs if you really need immediate survival income from quick, small projects.
Wow. That combo really covers the spectrum, doesn't it?
It does. Casts a wide net across different freelance opportunities, lets you adapt based on your skills and immediate income needs versus long-term goals.
This has been just incredibly thorough, a real deep dive into the Gurugram and wider Indian job market. It feels like we've got a genuine blueprint now for navigating it.
It really has been comprehensive, hasn't it? We've covered that whole spectrum, from the high-stakes tech stacks like React, Node.js, the AI stuff with LangChain GPT, Python ML, the long-term ROI plays, all the way to that equally vital world of immediate, no-barrier jobs. Telecalling, data entry, online tutoring, things accessible right now.
So you, the listener, should have a much clearer picture now. Where the opportunities are, whether you're aiming for deep tech specialization or just need urgent income, and realizing it is accessible even without the traditional degree or years of experience.
The key takeaway really is that diversity. The market offers multiple paths. You can dedicate yourself to a complex tech skill for high future returns, or you can secure income quickly through accessible roles needing basic skills and just a willingness to work.
And the real advantage comes from knowing where to look, right? And how to strategically combine these different approaches, using the right platforms for your specific goals.
Exactly. Leverage the established platforms, but keep an eye on the emerging ones too. And notice how those lines are blurring.
Yeah, you mentioned AI-aided tasks being a bridge.
Think about it. AI skills, even basic ones, are now filtering into quick content rewriting jobs. That's fascinating.
So what does this all mean for you, listening right now? Given this incredible pace of change, especially with AI, and how agile that quick hire market seems to be, how do you think these two worlds, deep tech and immediate opportunity, will evolve together, say over the next year or two?
That's the big question.
What new hybrid roles might pop up, combining high-value tech with low-barrier entry? Like, could AI-powered virtual assistant or prompt-driven content strategist become mainstream things?
It feels possible, doesn't it?
And what new skills might suddenly become way more valuable as these lines keep blurring? Maybe rewarding adaptability, spotting those emerging intersections. It's a fascinating future to think about.
It absolutely is. The landscape is just going to keep shifting.
Yeah.
Adaptability, keeping an eye on those intersections, that'll be key. The next big opportunity might be right there at that unexpected crossroads of deep tech and accessible skills.
Keep digging, keep learning, and keep thriving in this always changing world. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.